I get asked the same question all the time. How do you read so much? Now, if you're a reader, you probably get asked that question too. It's always from non-readers. No offense, but that's who it is. I always tell them one thing. It's consistency. That's truly all that it comes down to. I read a lot and I read consistently. I try not to break streaks. I try not to get away from books. Doing so, I read multiple books at the same time. Now, that always gets the same follow-up question. Oh, I would never be able to do that. How do you do that? How do you keep the story straight? Which, theoretically, it's a valid question. And I always answer two ways. I always give them a little sarcastic answer. First, I say, I know you watch multiple TV shows and movies a week. How do you keep those straight? You know all the TikTok drama. How do you keep all those stories straight? We're able to. We're humans. We can keep multiple things in our brain at the same time. And the reality is, on the second, on how I actually do it, is capturing good ideas. You have to, it's like capturing lightning in a bottle. This is kind of the higher concept of it. You have to be ready to capture an idea when it comes, right? You have to have your notepad or your notes app on your phone, a voice dictation, whatever it is. You can kind of manufacture ideas, but sometimes they just come to you. A lot of times it's in the shower, that's the famous old one. You got to be prepared to capture that idea. Same thing happens with your emotions and your moods with reading, right? Too many people will read Blood Meridian when they're in bad mood, when they're good mood, when they're at the beach, when they're sad. They try and do it with all their moods. And that's where people go, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to set it down. And then they never pick it back up. That's where I jump around. If I'm in a good mood, maybe I'm in a bad mood. Like right now, I'm reading Jerry Seinfeld's Is This Anything? This is a collection of his unused bits from the 80s. They're hysterical. There's some really great ones in there. It's a fun bathroom read, let's be honest. And then I always have a nonfiction in the sense of learning something, maybe a history or maybe it's a biography on like Teddy Roosevelt or whatever. It's something that I feel like learning something right now. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to continue working through that. And then I'll have more of a classic, deeper, beefier novel like a Blood Meridian. This is like a true classic. This is one that you can burn through, but also there's moods you don't want to read this in, right? And that's why I also keep what I call blockbuster popcorn novels. This is one of those where you don't have to think too deep. There's always some national crisis happening or whatever it is. It can just be one that you can pick up and read and not really think about too much and just enjoy it. It's just purely entertainment. That's how you become a reader. That's how you read a lot. That's how you read a lot of books a year. You follow your mood. You don't try and shove one book into all of your moods. That's the key.